She said he was just a friend. But when Ethan installed hidden cameras in their home, he discovered a truth that shattered his world. This is not a movie. It's a real story of love, betrayal, and one father's fight to hold on to what truly matters. Ethan was 45 years old, married to Vanessa for 15 years. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl. Their story began long before marriage. Ethan and Vanessa had known each other since childhood, but they were never close. Not until high school, when their friends started dating and fate brought them together. At first, they were just friends, but one day, Ethan finally found the courage to ask Vanessa out. To his surprise, she said yes. He had always liked her, even before their friends began dating, but he never said a word. They started seeing each other during the last 2 years of high school and planned to attend the same university. But things didn't go as planned. The college Vanessa chose didn't have the program Ethan wanted, so he applied somewhere else. Looking back, Ethan realized that should have been the first red flag. Vanessa's chosen college actually did offer his program, but she claimed it wasn't the right place for her. They tried to keep the relationship going long distance, but the distance changed everything. Time pulled them apart, and eventually they broke up. Years passed. Ethan graduated, built a career, and during one trip back to his hometown, fate stepped in again. He met Vanessa by chance. They talked, laughed, remembered old times, and before long, the spark reignited. Soon she moved into Ethan's apartment. Back then, everything felt right. Maybe too right. Ethan admitted later that they rushed things, but love makes people do that. His career was taking off, Vanessa was finishing school, and life seemed perfect. That was when another man appeared. A friend, as Vanessa called him. Ethan didn't like him from the start. The guy was charming, confident, and had that kind of smile Ethan just didn't trust. Let's be honest, Ethan would later say. I hated him. And even more, I hated that my wife was friends with him. Ethan and Vanessa talked about it many times. She swore there was nothing between them. If you really trust me, she'd say, then you have nothing to worry about. So, he tried to believe her. But time changed everything. Ethan was working longer hours. His job demanded more and more of him, and at home, Vanessa carried most of the weight. The kids, the house, the daily grind. Ethan knew he wasn't perfect. Maybe he'd taken her for granted. Maybe he'd stopped showing appreciation. But he thought their love was strong enough to handle it. Then, one evening, he came home early. He heard laughter from the kitchen. Vanessa was washing dishes, and that same friend was sitting at the table, joking with her. The moment Ethan walked in, the laughter stopped. They greeted him, too quickly, too awkwardly. Not guilty, but not normal either. Ethan felt like a stranger in his own home. A few minutes later, the man left. Ethan sat down and tried to shake off the unease, but something deep inside whispered, "This isn't right." From that day, things only got worse. Whenever Ethan tried to hug her or show affection, Vanessa pushed him away. "I've been with the kids all day," she'd snap. And if it wasn't that, it was some new argument about nothing. 6 months passed like that. Silence, tension, distance. Until one night, Ethan finally asked, "Is there someone else?" Vanessa exploded. She called him insecure, paranoid, pathetic. The argument was brutal. After that night, she didn't speak to him for an entire week. And that's when Ethan knew. He needed to know the truth, even if it broke him. So, while Vanessa was away at a spa day he'd arranged for her, Ethan and his friend, an electrician, installed hidden cameras throughout the house. He knew it was extreme. He hated himself for doing it, but he couldn't live with the uncertainty anymore. For weeks, he watched. Nothing suspicious happened. She came home, took care of the kids, cooked dinner, lived her usual life. After 2 months, Ethan felt foolish. He thought maybe he really was paranoid. Until one night, his phone buzzed. A motion alert from one of the cameras. He opened the feed and saw a pair of men's shoes by the front door. They weren't his. He switched to the bedroom camera. The bed was made, empty. Then he checked the laundry room. And that's when his world fell apart. Vanessa walked out of the laundry room, followed by the man Ethan had always suspected. She was folding clothes while he zipped up his pants. Ethan froze. The pain hit him like a wave. He closed the laptop, his hands trembling, tears flooding his eyes. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't think. That night he didn't confront her. He sat alone in his office, staring into nothing. Every moment of their life together played in his mind. Every laugh, every hug, every "I love you." And now, it all felt like a lie. The next day, he sent the kids to stay with a family friend. When Vanessa got home, Ethan was waiting at the table. Dinner was on the stove. The air was heavy with silence. He showed her the video. "Why?" was all he managed to say. At first, she denied everything. But then the truth came out. She had been seeing that man for 3 years. And worst of all, she was pregnant with his child. Ethan couldn't move. His whole body went numb. He walked upstairs, away from her cries, away from the lies. He sat on the floor of their bedroom and broke down completely. For a moment, he thought about ending everything. But then, his phone rang. It was his daughter. "Daddy," she said, "I love you." Those simple words stopped him cold. That was all it took to pull him back from the edge. He realized then, his children still needed him. Maybe Vanessa had destroyed their marriage, but she couldn't destroy his role as a father. From that moment on, Ethan decided to live. Not for her, not for the pain, but for his kids. The betrayal would always scar him. But that night, as he looked out the window, watching the sunrise, he understood something. Even when life shatters completely, the love of your children can still hold the pieces together. And that was his reason to keep going. Ethan's world was torn apart by lies. But in the end, it was his children's love that saved him from the darkness. Sometimes, life breaks us, only to remind us what's truly worth fighting for. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new true story premieres tomorrow, right here on our channel.